So what does it mean for someone to be objectified? Well, objectification can occur in lots of different ways, but I think what it ultimately comes down to is something like this. Objectification occurs when someone is treated as a means to or as the object of another's ends or desires. In effect, we reduce beings with intrinsic value to objects with only extrinsic value, a value only for others. And if we think about the sorts of reasons people typically give for creating children, it quickly becomes clear to us that children are objectified. So we may, for example, hear things like this. The child represents the love between two people. The child will be a productive being in the world. The child will bring joy to the existing family or families, and so on. Now, can any of these reasons be understood as anything other than treating individuals as a means to or as objects of the ends or desires of others? Or consider that often disagreeable way in which people talk about children when contemplating whether or not to reproduce. I want to have a child. Do you want to have a child? Children are beautiful, pretty, adorable, and all the rest. This is objectification, pure and simple. Now, it is true that the fact that people often don't consider the point of view of the child is not itself proof that bringing a child into existence is wrong. However, when children are seen primarily in this light, as objects of desire, one effect of this is that people neglect to consider the ethical problems involved in creating them. And ultimately, it prevents people from seeing that it is morally wrong to do so. So long as we view children, and indeed any sentient being, through the lens of our wants, our self-interest, rather than seeing them as individuals who possess a subjective life of their own, we will never give sufficient weight to the pains and evils that they will be made to undergo in this world. So the first step toward addressing natalism and all similar injustices, I would argue, is to recognize and reject this sort of objectification. So that is all for now, and thanks for listening.